I'm going to start it at this point and get it going. So check, yeah, 8 minutes in with nonsense and me not knowing what I'm doing. Oh, I'm not a professional. I don't have a production team or a manager and this and that. I do what I can. It's only me, guys. It's me and my stupid patterns. Well, not so stupid. My patterns, my Facebook group, and my love for giving and sharing. And that's the purpose of today's live video. I have mentioned before, and if you follow me, you know I do give things away. I gave away a nice cutter combo a couple weeks back, and a signed copy of my teardrop book, and that was a nice gift. That one was sent out to Dawn. She won that, and my apologies. I forget who won the first one. Arlene, I think. But anyway, today we're going to be giving away the Hummingbird glass cutter, and I'm going to go ahead and open up my app window. This is actually the list of members that have joined so far. And there are, let's just see, there's 45. All right. Listed, you got your name, and your number would be corresponding to the left of your name. So in other words, you know, number 24 is Lynn. Yeah, I just cursed her, but I don't know. But I have a number wheel of 1 through 45. And if your number comes up, you won the Hummingbird. Alright? I'm going to go ahead and get back to the internet. See, we're on. Bear with me. I'm still stuck in the. I'll get it right. Let's just go over here. There we go. I think it's showing up now. Yeah, there it is. Alright, I use this number wheel. It's a random selector. It's kind of neat. It's offered by place. Let me go check it out. They're the Picker Wheel. And if you would visit them, they're at pickerwheel.com. It's kind of fun. There's a few advertisements, not terrible, but I use it. I've got in here 45. There's 45 right here, 1 through 45 on the wheel. And if I hit the spin, it's going to show up. It's going to start spinning. So let's make sure we're centered. And now this is the highlight of my video. But I will go back to the forum and do a little chit chat on local forum events. I just opened up my server to a lot of you guys, well, all of you guys, members of the forum. It was the really awesome 51 pattern actually, Christmas pack. And I did have that just reserved for YouTube members, and along with YouTube members, you get the full 100 teardrop pattern download for $10 as well. So there's still there a lot more, and I give a lot of patterns away on my other server, my cloud, which as a member you get a link to my cloud. You get that crazy discount for my book. You know, it's like the Christmas patterns, but instead of being 51 patterns, there's 100 teardrop patterns. And then I also offer my 60 spinner pattern book on my pattern server as well for $10. So and then there's also a coupon in there for any other patterns I have, 50% off. But honestly, that's rarely used, but it is there. You can have that. I'm excited about my cloud, which I'll show you. I'll get on my cloud. Let's just see. Let me go open another window and my cloud. Oh, I gotta update my PHP. It's not compatible. Alright, I'll fix that. It's a software that runs in the background. It handles all scripts and, you know, the database. I don't know why it doesn't. I upgraded to the latest version of PHP. So I gotta put it back to 8.0. Glad I've seen that. That's why I didn't see that. I should have seen that yesterday. Anyway, I'm not going to bore everybody with how to do that. So we're going to stick to the program here. And as well, I'm going to head on back to the group and, you know, do a little chit chat. All right. So if you're here, let's just see. I got one person. Look at that. It shows dropping down. It's crazy. Oh, it's showing my video. I get it. I'm on delay. Alright. We don't want that. Let me get back into the wheel. Fix that. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's go back to number wheel. There we go. I think we got it now. Alright. So without any more delay, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and pick the number between 1 and 45. And just wanted to say thanks to everybody being a member. And you know, this story's not over. I'm gonna up the ante. I'm gonna go after suppliers and say, hey, you know, let's see what you got, and or I'll buy the stuff. I mean, whatever it takes to give you guys nice gifts. And as I, you know, my little catchphrase, you know, I pay it back, and I mean it. You know, our YouTube channel grows. I don't just say, well, when we grow, you grow. You know, I don't play little games like that. I actually, if you're going to show your support for my channel, I'm going to show you how much I appreciate it. And I'm not going to stop doing that. I give away the patterns in the cloud, and I need to fix that. My apologies. That's embarrassing. It's a PHP. It's a software issue. Not a big deal. As soon as I'm done with this live broadcast, I'm going to go ahead and fix that. So, the moment everybody's been waiting for. And this will be recorded, so if you want to check it out later, please do. Alright, so I'm going to, actually I'm not going to do a pre-spin. Actually, let me do that. Let me go ahead and refresh. Let's shuffle it. Here we go. Let's shuffle it. I'm going to shuffle it. Alright. And then, yeah, do a couple more times. Just shuffle it. I'm like I'm shuffling the cards. Alright, make sure we're clear. Okay, we're good. Shuffled the deck, shuffled the wheel, and we're going to go right now and spin the wheel. And good luck, everybody. I want to send this out. Once you do win, I will get in touch with you. I will reach out on YouTube, on Facebook, however I can get you. I should be able to find you. Right? I should be able to find you. I'll make a mention. The results will be mentioned on both the members and the public area of my YouTube, you know, the notifications. So without any more delay, it's like pulling teeth. Let's spin that wheel. Good luck, everybody. Around she goes. And looks like number 9. Number 9. Okay, number 9. Let's go check to see who number 9 is. Go back to our app window. Number 9. Number 9 is Kathy Silvestri. Congratulations, Kathy. You won the Hummingbird Glass Cutter. I will reach out to you, and you can email me or send me a private message. Your shipping address, please don't put that down anywhere in a public area. Send it to me directly. You can reach me at my website at downeaststainedglass.com or email me at garybsummers@me.com. Either way, or just send me a message on YouTube. Sure, there's a million ways we can do this. But again, it's Kathy. I'm going to go ahead and swipe your name here. I'm going to copy that. I don't know. I'm just going to take a screenshot. How's that? I'm going to do that. Put that on the actual forum. Go back to Chrome. Number 9. Congratulations, Kathy. Let's go ahead and I don't do this often, so please bear with me. Oh, someone reported a post. I'll get to it. Alright. I'm going to paste that. Let's make sure we all can see that. Oh yes, we can. Alright, congratulations. Kathy. Let's see if she shows up here. Kathy Silvestri. Let's see if she shows up, if she's a member. Oh, just first name. I don't think she's a member of the group, but she's a YouTube channel member. That's all that matters. And if you're not a member, join. Hit the, I'll put a link here. Promote. Oh, you could just go to my YouTube channel. You'll see join now. It's really cheap, $2.99 a month. And you get in these drawings. Let's see. You won the Hummingbird. Glass cutter. I'm not having a good day. Alright. I'll put a happy face. Gotta do that. And say congratulations in bold. Here we go. Alright, I've been dying to give this thing away. And there it is. Congratulations, Kathy. I'm going to put a link to the video, the live video recording afterwards, so if everybody, if you want to check it out, you can. But take a moment, center this all up, make sure we can see it well enough. There we go. And go through a little bit of the forum news, of late. I like doing that. Keep open perspective of what's going on. And well, the latest news actually was the the thank you member not giveaway, but just appreciation. I said, you know what? I do all this stuff for YouTube. I'm gonna give back to my Facebook group, and you guys, there's a lot of people here. There's 180, almost 186,000 people. All different flavors of personalities and skill levels. People that have been doing glass for 50, 60 years, and newbies, brand new, novice folks that are really excited about glass. And it's a very exciting hobby. There's a lot of new stuff coming out. I'm gonna jump right into the forum. I got it centered nice on the live recording. Let's hope it works. I'm gonna jump in on the forum and do a little chit chat. All right, so let's do that. All right. Let's see. We got messages and notifications. Oh yeah. I don't know if I want to look. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, maybe this is important. Oh, guy sent me a. He's guy at Mongo's. He's doing glass now. I don't know if you guys know. He does the supplies, and he does. He's really fair with his prices. I don't know. I always say, hey, you're killing yourself. You're gonna be taping boxes the rest of your life, but he does it, and I think a big part of that is his love for the community as well. I mean, if you know Guy, he's very helpful. If you got a problem, he'll make it right, and he actually, he really loves stained glass. It's been in his system for, let's see, 75. 50 years. Yeah, he's a year older than me. So he's been doing this. We've been through the ups and downs of living the stained glass life. From the good days, doing a lot of restaurants and churches, to the off days with whether it's a season or it just gets slow, and sometimes you're running around with your head's cut off like a chicken. You don't know which way to turn. You got so much work to do. Guy's been there, done that, and a lot of changes in our family. And but anyway, Mongo, I still don't know how he got his name, but I won't ask. But he's the monkey. Visit him. I told him to say hello on the forum today. So I'm gonna refresh it, and maybe he said hello. I'm gonna start from the beginning. All right. Here we go. May Muna. Let's see who this is. All right. Interesting. I just had to delete. Let me make sure it's still centered. Yeah. There's a post that comes along. I check their information. It's real simple. I just highlight it, and I see where they are, and I say all right, little red flags. But I think I recognized May before. I'm not gonna dig here. All right. But there was another one that was a new Facebook account. You hold that new Facebook account, had like 15,000 subscribers or friends, and the post was about their mother dying, and she left them all this glass and doesn't know how to put pieces together. I mean, clearly it's a scam. It's one of those posts you see that people post just to get reaction, and unfortunately Facebook rewards these people for doing it, and they'll actually rip off images from other people and post it like it's theirs. And I'm sure if you've been around, you've seen it. I mean, it drives me crazy to no end. I see these people, I ban them immediately and block their future, you know, attempts to try to join the group again. It's like I just don't know. I mean, how Facebook allows it. You can report it to the cows come home, but they just don't do anything. Look at that. I'm scrolling right past Kristen. I mean, she's got the Curiosity Garden Shop. I believe she's from Florida. I saw this the other day. Very creative. I'm not going to keep going into the spammers. I mean, they're getting enough attention. Goodbye, spammers. And if you guys see it, don't reply to that. Do like I did. Just put your name on there, and you could see a little summary of what's going on. And maybe if I run across the spammer, I'll show you. All right. Yeah, beautiful alligator. I mean, I guess crocodile. Very creative with the waterline. I meant to point that out on the post. I didn't get a chance, but I'm very impressed. Very nice job. Being that my chat window is not working, I don't know why. Let her refresh. Refresh. Huh. I know I'm recording. It would be horrible if I'm not, but I think I am. I'm just gonna check real quick. Please bear with me. I'm just gonna check the chat real quick. I don't know who that is. Huh. I don't even know what that is. Let's see. Oh, that's Ed. Oh my God. Who was supposed to be there? Let's see. Top chat. Live chat. Let's see live chat. Well, honestly, guys, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna check into it later. It's just it's somewhat annoying. It's like it's doubling up. I think it's here now. It's doing a double, triple. But let's stay off that. Go back to Facebook group. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do a dry run and say, all right, this is how I'm gonna set it up. This is how I'm gonna do it. But I'm more interested in just getting the content out there. I mean, you guys can chat in the group. You could chat on the Facebook. You can leave comments below. I mean, that's all good. You don't need to do the live thing and the super chats and all that. Which is nice. I mean, I'll take it. The support, but it's not what I'm about. I'm about getting the content out. So without any more delay, let's go to it. All right, Rick. He's talking about that glue. E6000. I've seen where that actually works pretty good. You could fill a crack on glass, and it'll actually almost make that crack invisible. So that's my little take on it. And if you use it, yeah, it should work. It's not going to repair everything, but it's going to get you through, hide the boo-boos, I guess. Hey, Monica took it. Look, she's got 2.9. This is now a spammer. Okay, guys. Look, everybody's gonna comment. You'll notice there'll be no comments back. Monica just dumps this and expects people to just do this. 47 comments, shares. This is what Monica's out for. All right, she doesn't have. I mean, I'll prove it. She's phony. She's bogus. Let's go check out Monica. This is what you do. You check her out. and it'll show you. Never answer the group rules. She just lays down a post, knows it's going to get feedback. She's a page blogger, right? There's 3 people managing her blog, her page. So this is a fake person, and they come along. So here I am. I'm gonna do the nasty thing. Phone call. Monica, you are going to be banned from the group. Remove post and ban author. And unfortunately, they grab real eye-appealing posts, throw it on the forum. They got a bazillion members and followers, and they do it just for money. Just to get, it's an influencer thing. Facebook pays people to get people to react to their posts. And that's what Monica is. She's a fraud. If you see her name come up anywhere, report it, delete it, ban it, report it to Facebook. All right? I'm really sick of these people. Because look at all the people that have jumped in and said something. All right? It's horrible. I've had it with these people. I've had it. I could spot them real quickly. I just, you got 3,000 followers. Okay. And I check you out, you're a blogger. So you're out of here. Never reply to comments. No other poster. Never agreed to group rules or anything. And you just come along and dump your garbage in the group. I'm not going to allow it. It's nearly impossible to weed through these people in the beginning. I rely a lot on people in the group to report the post. If it's reported twice, it automatically gets shut down and the person gets suspended. And then I look into it. I say, all right, what's going on? And then I take care of it. It's nearly impossible because you get regular people like, Sharon, she looks real. Nothing popped up. So it's hard to... Anyway, it's the real, it's disturbing. I'm done with that. And this looks like, Gunther looks real. I'm not going to check everybody. Anyway, any experience with dark purple? Well, that's the whole purpose of the dark purple glass, Sharon. You want to use it in shadowing and areas, Halloween pieces are great for that. So if you got dark purple, step up your Halloween game. All right, you could use it for the hat, witch's hat. It'll almost appear black, but it'll be like, and this glass is beautiful. Almost looks like I don't know if it's hand blown. It could be nice, dark purple from Kokomo. No, I eat it up. I love all glass and anything like that. No, use it in the right places. You're gonna love it, and it'll work well for you. All right, Gunther Ringhofer. Let me guess. I'm gonna say it's probably German. The umlaut give it away. Oh, it's from Germany. How did I know? I'm being an idiot. No, Gunther finished the wall lamp. Wall lamp. I guess like a sconce with a attachment. Very clever. Nice glass. I like the idea of the light coming out the top too. Very impressed. Good job, Gunther. I like seeing stuff like this. Outside the box, creative, even the use of color and the shadowing going around, the variation of the color of the glass. Very well done. All right. Oh, Ted and Rachel made this panel for the neighbor. What a nice neighbor. Look at you. Look at that cut. You guys torture yourself like that. I don't know. I know a lot of folks, they impress themselves and they try to portray that skill in a panel using a saw. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something. And this is no joke. This is going to break one day. You know, not from hitting it, not from the... But eventually, the glass will stress, will expand, especially if you're in a hot, cold environment. If it's inside, you'll probably be okay. You know, you move one day and you go from a nice warm house out to the cold truck or whatever. That glass is going to crack. Yeah, it's going to crack. And you have it here at the Leaf. You could have made that one piece. You have it here. You should have just ran a little background line. You know, fill in a little bit more. That's my feedback. I mean, it is very nice. Don't get me wrong. Very nice. Well done and all that. But the practicalities of these type of cuts, it's not something I would suggest. You know, I'm sorry about being very blunt about that, but it's the truth. But very, very nice. And what a nice neighbor, and I mean that. I guess Ted and Rachel. Could be Rachel or Ted. But, yeah, very nice work. It never survive in a door, for that matter. Never. All right. Be Kissed Glass. This is a new Facebook account. I always look for that too. And being new doesn't mean you're a scammer. It's got a lot of followers. I think I've seen this before. But very pretty. It's a Monstera. I don't even know if I pronounced it right. Monstera leaf with oranges and, you know, golds and purple plum. Very pretty. Yeah, Cindy agrees. Loves the color combination. Let's see. Val. Just completed this read. You know, now I'm going to go ahead and look at everybody. That is a lot of work. This, how many pieces, how long it took. Yeah, that looks like all that 3D glasswork is quite intensive. It looks like a dust collector, but it's pretty. Let's see. Somebody replied. Alright, she replied, says she's real. Alright, anyway. Very nice, Val. Kimberly Draper. Huh. It reminds me of Scottish, you know, with the diamond layout. Do better cuts. Now I'm going to check everybody. You're real. I need to do better cuts and soldering. No, I think it's fine. You know, we always say, if you can't see the soldering from the street, don't worry about it. I like it. Oh yeah, this is my notice about going live. You know, you can comment here or comment in the chat. Or, you know, you could congratulate the winner. All right. Carolyn wants to make a tree topper. These are actually pretty easy to do. I saw this post the other day. It said, rethink having glass on top of the Christmas tree. Well, here's news alert. Most of old Christmas trees have glass all over it, and very, sharp glass that breaks easily. What you do, and I do make a tree topper in my patterns. You got to make sure you put a heavy, sturdy enough wire on the back, and attach it in such a way that you could take that wire and actually run it behind a sturdy area of the tree trunk. You don't want to just dangle it off a branch. You're gonna have the tree trunk's gonna be even near the top, a foot down from the top of the tree. It's gonna be pretty sturdy, where you could take your tree topper and extend wire off the back, 2 wires, and wrap them together a few times. Just twist them up and let the tree topper hang. It doesn't have to suspend off the top of the tree. It could come down a little bit, and you're fine. And I have there's my members only pack. I'm gonna go ahead and show you. I'm gonna go to my pattern club. I got a message. I'm gonna search. Hope everybody can see this. Tree. Let's see if it comes up. I think it was Star Bethel. Let's see. Yeah, it's this one right here. And yeah, I think I've showed it. I made different versions of it. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Alright. Say this is your tree topper. Let me make sure we can see that. I'll move it over a little bit. Alright, say this is your tree topper, which would be nice actually. It's 7 by 9.5, thereabout. It's not too big. You can actually make it with less pieces, get rid of all the little ones here. And just have your center, 4 pieces coming out, and these here. Right? And you could round them off, take away the sharp point. And then in the back, solder your wire. 14 gauge is a good size. It's not too flimsy. And once it's soldered to the back, it'll be behind this piece. Say if you're looking at the back, this is coming out. Comes out, you wrap it around the tree trunk and give it a couple of twists. You don't want to twist it too much, but enough to secure it there. Maybe 3 or 4 turns. And that's it. Use a nice iridized, clear, textured glass. It would be beautiful. And yes, it's easy to do. You could do it with this pattern. You could do it with other types. You can make a four-piece thing. Use a center and make a nice crystal type center jewel with 4 arms, legs coming out, and the same thing, wire in the back. There's your stained glass tree topper. It's that simple. And I'll give you my approval. If you solder this 14 gauge wire into that solder line in the back here. Oh, and the pointer's coming out. Let's see. If you solder it, get that wire so it's in there. Don't give it a weak soldering on that. Make sure it's in there, and you run enough off the back, and just twist it behind the tree. You're good to go. So yeah, you may want to rethink it. Roberta, I know where you're coming from. I totally get it. But if you put these things together right, and put them on the tree correct, with the proper wires, there will not be a problem. There just won't be. I'll stand by that. Let's center you up a little bit better. There we go. And you don't need any fancy coil gadgets that slip down over the top of the tree. You don't need uh, bungee cords. I mean, you don't need all that stuff. Just 14 gauge. You know, that's heavy enough. It's going to be secure for you. All right? And I want to do more tree toppers. So you got negativity about it. No one's getting this. That's a bad idea. Yeah, you don't want a thing falling on you. I mean, I could literally, if I did a tree topper on my tree, I could grab that tree by the base of that tree, swing it around the house, and that tree top is not coming off. I guarantee it. And I'm swinging a tree. No one's going to be swinging that Christmas tree around. I could do that. That's how secure I would have it. And then, you know, with a sturdy ladder, you get up there with a 6-foot step ladder and get it on there right. And you should not have any problem. And again, it doesn't have to go completely right to the top of the tree. You can come down. I mean, tree topper doesn't necessarily mean you put it on top of the tree. You put it near the top. You know, it's like a bow with a bow on a tree, or a bow on a wreath. You don't put it right at the top. You secure it in an area that it's going to have stability. Right? Let's see. Kellyanne. Sip happens. Huh. You're playing on that margarita thing. You say, yeah, sip happens at 5 o'clock. All right, she's real. Very cute. It is very cute. One slight issue, maybe it was a crack, you had something cracked, but everything's running very geometric. You have the leg here with an angle. It should have ran off too, but keeping with the consistency of the background. I would have just had everything going in a Miami Vice kind of way, side to side. This is a little distracting. Not terribly, but I'm suspecting that it broke on you. I'm not telling anybody. This one, I remember this post. A lot of people jumped in saying, oh, you're stealing this, stealing that. You know what? You do a Google image search, you're going to find this. I found it so easily yesterday, and a lot of people have reported it as IP infringement. You are allowed to take an image. I don't care if it's from NFL, highly protected copyright. You could put it on here, and as long as you use it in the context of a dialogue, if you're using it to talk about it or discussion, it's perfectly legal to do. You could take somebody's intellectual property as long as it's used for discussion purposes only. She's looking for a pattern, so if somebody finds the original artist, they'll be happy that she brought this up. But she's not copying anybody. You're allowed. She said, here, I found this pattern. If you want it, let me draw it up for you and share it. And there you go. You're going into a really dark gray area. I mean, don't even think of doing that. But it's totally okay. Good luck finding a pattern. I don't know if you found it, but all right. Heidi's from Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma's a big state, actually. Yeah, she's from Stillwater. Hi, Heidi. Welcome to the group. And we got Cindy from Nebraska. She looks real. I always do that. I hover over just to check. These kind of posts don't get, they're not the ones spamming. Usually you see them in the images here. I do check. I'm your moderator guy. I'm the administrator. I check. I keep this place spam free as best I can. It's not easy. I hope everybody appreciates that. I know you do. Trust me. Yeah, Debbie, she's real. But these spammers will grab this image, copy it, paste it on another group with 186,000 members, and question us. Say, hey, what color do you think that yellow is? And boom, she'll get 1,000 people responding. And that's how they do it. And they're real people. It's not a bot. It's not AI. It's real people who get real money from Facebook to scam. And I wish there was a way you can report it as such. Like, this person is doing it for monetary purposes. It's not their work. It's stealing IP. And they do it all the time. It's horrible. Alright, enough of that. I have no idea. What are we looking at? I have to apologize. I don't know what that is. It's just a handle fobby thing. No, it is. It's Sailor Moon. I mean, it's pretty, but I have no clue what it is. Maybe someone can help. I don't know. But it is pretty. Kathy. See posts that say polish. This one's going to get a lot of comments. Yeah, everybody has their way of getting that patina dark, and whether it's black or copper. And though I've never had the experience of polishing before I did copper, black patina, but I have with the copper. And let me tell you, it makes a big difference with the stained glass finishing compound. It's night and day. There's no dispute. It's not even a thought. If you copper patina, you have to polish before and use the stained glass finishing compound. It has carnauba, it has other cleaning elements in it. It's kind of pricey, but it works. That's it. End of that story. If you tried it on black, you polish first before black, and it works, well, good. I'm glad. I've never tried that. I'm sure it would. I don't know why it wouldn't. You polish it to clean your solder. People, they jump up and down like, little kindergarten. They say, hey, you can't polish before you patina. It's like, you know what? Give it a try. Before you start saying, you can't polish before patina, it won't stick and all that nonsense. I mean, really. I've almost had, to ban these people because they're ignorance. I mean, it's horrible. Try it. That's all I got to say. Try it. Polish before you patina. You'll be surprised. And I'm talking about copper patina. Black patina, it probably works too, but I've never tried it. I can't say, yeah, it works. But I've heard people use it. Do you need to rinse it off after patina? Absolutely. No, you polish again when it's dry and use very mild polish. Don't use the glass cleaning compound. Use a spray pledge, a furniture polish. Let it dry and then spray it with pledge and light buffing. Works great. You don't have to polish it again. Yeah, use pledge. You'd be surprised. It's got the carnauba and the wax in it, and it really shines it up well. And use a soft, natural bristle brush. I have videos on that showing that. Don't use paper towels. You could use a not an emery, a regular dish rag, as long as it's soft. And, buff up. I don't like the idea that the fibers get stuck on a little solder and pieces of wire. It's a little soft, natural bristle brush and light spritzing of furniture spray. That's all you need. And Simachrone, I don't know if that's the same. I've never tried. What was that? Simachrone? I've never tried it. But I know stained glass finishing compound works. I've used it. Alright, looking for a 3D flower pattern. Anyone got one or knows where to go? Boy, if there's enough of them online, And just for asking that kind of a general question, I have to check out, because that's what they do. They also say, I'm looking for this highly sought after item that all you have to do is go to Google and type 3D flower pattern stained glass, and you get a gazillion response. So if you're looking, you ain't looking hard. I mean, you're not trying. And this is kind of like, okay, I'm not picking on you, Carol. Maybe I'm just knocking you down a notch, but trust me, you want to find looking for a 3D flower pattern. There's a million of them. If you're looking for a free one, there's a million of them too. What you want to do is get the forms. There's those little 3D forms. That's the game changer. You could do it by hand. You hold them up and be creative that way. But the forms, if you're going to make 100 of them, you throw it in a form and boom, bang, bang. Let's see. This kind of question in the form always interests me because it's almost like, really? Okay. Maybe it's, sometimes like Carol, maybe a friend of somebody selling forms and they hope that somebody pumps their link for the thing. I don't know. You're allowed to do that. So just come out and say, hey, my friend makes 3D forms. Here's a link. Take care of him. I allow that. Yeah, Julie's got one. Yeah, Birch Glass. She does it. Yeah, just good luck on your hunt, Carol. You can try. I mean, I do it right now. I do a Google search right live, but they're everywhere, right? And if you want my advice, you're gonna make a 3D flower pattern. If you see a lot of them with 5 petals in it, make one with 7, right? I actually used a peanut butter jar lid with a nail, and I did a thing. I posted. I got a little feedback, but anything that'll prop up your flower in a circular way and tack it as you go, you can make it 11 petals, and people will say, "Wow, look at that, 11 petals. Where did you get that pattern?" I made it. So, there's a lot out there that are 4, 5, 6. I don't see many 7. Or, even 9. I've seen 9. I don't see any 10s. So if you want to, do one, make one with 11. Oh, there you go. I'm looking in the wrong place. Oh yeah, and this is my post about the 50 pattern pack. Again, it was reserved for my YouTube members. I checked the stats. A few would download it. I said, you know what? I mean, it's not about selling these things for me because I'm taking a hit on this. It's 50 patterns, 51 for $10. What was that? 50 cents a pattern? I don't even know. 50. I can't do the math right now. 20 cents. It's just my way of opening up. I like to see people make stuff. So if you use one of these patterns, you post it on Facebook group, that lights my day up. I see my pattern being made into glass. I mean, as a pattern person, and if you do make patterns, you see people being creative with your artwork. It really, it has a special place. Right? It really means a lot to me, and that's why I do it. Plus, you guys, Facebook members, you're here and you love the camaraderie and this, and you know what? It's July. It's Christmas patterns. I'm gonna do the Christmas in July thing. Here you go. Because honestly, people say you're crazy. You're giving away all that stuff. You can get $10 for 2 patterns. I've seen patterns sell for $10 each. And if you get this with the PDF files, they're loaded up with patterns. Each file has a number of patterns, numbered, unnumbered, this, that. So it's not just what you see is what you get right here. There's a lot more. Once you download the patterns, you can say, oh my God. So yeah, for $10, and I do it, and it's because yeah, you want the ugly truth, not ugly. It's the honest truth. I do it because I like to share. I do it, excuse me, because I like to see people make laughs out of my patterns. And this is the ugly, honest truth. And I say, I got 50 Christmas patterns here. Give me a couple of weeks, I can get 50 more Christmas patterns. All different designs. I could make, I'm not geared into doing Christmas patterns. But you put me on a Christmas pattern mode, or Halloween, or anything like that. Bookends, spinners. I mean, I have now made over 580 patterns on, I don't know, it's a lot. That's not even a drop in the bucket. I'm not here to brag about my pattern ability. I just have this really odd ability to come up with patterns. And it's not a done deal. Like I said with the post earlier, make 11 petals. I'm kind of not joking, being a little ambitious in my suggestion, but that's what you do. You make it different. Make it yours. And there's so much, with AI out there now, turning people who don't know what the end of a pencil has the eraser on it to stained glass artists. And then they trace it through some software, and they're creating all these patterns through AI, which I don't have anything against. I'm the John Henry of AI. Look, let's go. Come on, AI. Let's do this pattern. I mean, I actually had a dream about that. Somebody said, all right, AI's going to do this pattern. What can you do? And I was like, the John Henry, yeah? I could lay the tracks down better than you, AI. I swear to God, I had that dream. And, all the AI in the world, it will never replace natural ability or human ability of creativity. You need to be creative first. You need to have the aspiration of creativity, other than just making something from a creative item. I hope that made sense. So, yeah, it's like, I got a pine cone spinner, a snowflake spinner. I mean, just one pattern, snowflake spinner. Let's make 25 snowflake spinners. I literally can. I could probably do 50 of them. And there's just no end. AI cannot do that. AI can take a concept or an existing drawing, a picture, this and that, and manipulate it in such a way. But as far as AI can be creative to a point. Say, make me a gnome with a baseball bat. Yeah, it'll do that. But as far as creating unique, a first time ideas and patterns, I don't think it's there yet. And so once they start scraping, pattern artists' brains, which that's coming, by the way. All that I'm going off the subject, but this is on subject. You got the Neuralink by Elon Musk, and people use the brain things. They put the things, sensors on their head, and they can think things. Make things move. Well, it's not too far off where they could actually envision things. They probably got it already. They could probably move a mouse. They could draw with their brain on one of those iPads, what have you. So that's next. So yeah, they start scraping minds. It's coming, guys. All right. Yeah, my patterns get it. It's $10, guys. I love to give all these patterns, I'd love to give everybody a pattern, but there's a point where I have to protect people who have bought these. You know, this is for stained glass patterns. I extended it to my sister group, Stained Glassers, which is more, I gifted my brother Guy that group. I say, hey, you know what? You could start off on the right foot, give it a nice catchy name, become very active with it, make sure you're on top of all the content, and, give it good content. I mean, we're 186,000 members here. That's not by mistake. And it goes well beyond my search engine optimization days, with all the algorithms and how to do this and that. Yeah, that's all in there, but I don't use that all the time. A big part of that is how the people who created the group interact with the members. And that's what I tried to do. I can try hard. There's one way. But yeah, anyway, you'll know me. Someone asking for help with a pattern, I jump right on it. I'll spend an hour or two on it to fix it up for them. And no hands out. Just because I like helping people. And that's the truth. I mean, and if see from what I've done in the past, it's true. Yeah, I've taken people's. I did one recently. Oh, Brenda B. Right here. You could see the pattern right here. It's one I uploaded for Brenda. It was a kind of a sketchy hand thing she did that was sectioned out. Really nice pattern with a bee and a sunflower. I said, you know what? I could fix that. I brought it into my software. I spent a good hour and a half, 2 hours on it. I reformatted it, put it into PDF, cut it up, tile print options, set it up, and uploaded it to the group. No hands out. I just said, you know what? Here's Brenda's bee. It's a sunflower. That's for Brenda. And, whether you caught it, say, hey, Gary did that without being asked to. Well, yeah, I did. That's what I do. That's what I do. And that goes beyond my drawing and software abilities. That is the whole purpose of my YouTube venture many years ago. Because being in my background in the glass, I had a lot to share. A lot to share. The people had no clue that it was even out there. And I felt it almost my obligation to do that. I started out with, look how I cut. People see how I cut, and like, wow, what the heck? You from Mars? And, and I showed how you cut with templates. I explain the purpose behind it. I demonstrate why, how, what paper, the stance, actual, how you stand to the bench. I actually take scales and measure the weight of the glass cutter. I go through very extensive research and actual demonstration and tutorials on the hows and whys. And, there are times I'm wrong. I just realized I did a lead thing. I don't know, I'm looking at bones and bevels. Yeah, very nice. The alien abduction, the cow. You gotta love these. This is great, and the colors, it's perfect. But I did a video with lead, cutting lead. They got the nippers, the lead dikes that work really well. But you'll see other, and I'm not about trashing other YouTubers. I'm not. And I'll repeat that. I'm not about trashing them. What I am about, if I see something that's weird or awkward or indifferent, I'm going to say something. And that's my I get that from my mother. She said, hey, your shirt doesn't match your pants. She's going to tell you. And she'll tell your girlfriend who's trying to look pretty. Say, you don't match. Say, Ma. But that was Mom. But you know what? Mom was being honest. She's saying, you know what? It's not her opinion. Look, what she thinks, and everybody should be afraid of holding back unless you're trying to personally insult somebody, harm them in any other way. But when it comes to YouTubers, and I've beaten down this road before. Um, you get on there, you start doing videos that are not accurate, and I'm not. It's not your fault. You're not been around forever. You maybe starting out new, and there's some nice young gal out there that you clearly see she's a beginner. She messes up. She owns up to it. She's trying really hard to make these YouTube videos, and she's successful. She actually does really well. And if you've checked out YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. She's got a little squeaky voice, and she's adorable. She's making stained glass, and she's actually got a big following. But I'm not talking about that. You do something, and you try to wow people. Get people excited about your videos. That's all good. But when you start saying and doing things that are just blatantly wrong, or destructive, or just you're trying to bark up some tree that you never were on. I mean, it's just not good. Somebody needs to stop these people. And the reason why I'm so ambitious about that, or because if you know me, stained glass has been my life. It's like somebody who's been a blacksmith all their life, and their father and their father, his grandfather, were all blacksmiths, and they're very proud of their profession, very proud of their roots and the history of their craft. And then somebody new comes along, thinks they know everything, and starts spouting nonsense about your cherished craft. That's really what it boils down to. No, you don't do it this way. And if you tell people to do it that way, I'm going to tell them not to, because it's not the right way. And I'm just doing it for instance. So, anyway, the lead dike thing, I made a mistake. I called the Lepinets, the lead knife, I called it a Don Carlos. I mean, if you go back into I'm going 40 years ago. That's all we used in a glass shop, with these Don Carlos. They used them to the point where the lead between the end of the hammer and the handle snapped. That's how much they used these Don Carlos knives. They were sharp, lightweight, very ergonomically designed for your hand. Really well made, German. It sounds like they're Spanish, Don Carlos, Conquistador. But no, it's a German-made knife. And the one I have is the Lepinets, a cheaper version. It's a $20 lead knife, and that's what I've used. And honestly, the history of me doing lead only goes back maybe 20 years, say 25 years. When I made my first leaded window, back when my brothers had their studio in Smithtown. I think it was had to be before '99. I don't know. It doesn't matter the date, but I only did glass cutting and artwork mostly, and I observed. I knew how everything was done, but I never actually picked up a lead knife and made a window. Till one day, somebody asked me to make them a window. I said, "No, I could figure it out." My brother's peering at me. You're gonna make. I go, well, I know the cutting will be good, and you could see them all peering over, looking at me. I'm feverishly making this window, and at the time I was working on a lobster boat, and so it must have been in the late '90s. I don't know. But I was very active with the stained glass still with them. I helped them on projects. I did a lot of artwork when they needed help. I actually drove trucks TGI Fridays. I drove to Chicago, and, this way, that place, this. So I was in the lobster business, but I spent a lot of time at the glass shop. I was burnt out. Actually, I'll be honest, it burnt me out. And my brothers, I give them a lot of credit. You make the same lamp 1,000 times. I mean, all right, enough of that. But they did. Me, I was more of the one by one at a time. And, I loved glass too much to want to hate it. I hope that made sense. When it becomes a chore and becomes a job, it's like, it makes it old and less enjoyable. Yeah, getting back to the lead dikes, I called it a Don Carlos. I don't know what's name. It's a Lepinets, and I just wanted to clear that up. Yeah, I make mistakes, but I also went into further detail on what is this guy doing. Make it at market. If it's good. All right, is this guy real? I don't know. No, you're out of here. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna remove the post in case you're real. Alright, we're just gonna no spam and give a warning. In case you're real, you're not banned. But you know what? There's very little content in that. It was just a reposted video. I'm really not crazy about that. If you want to, write a paragraph. Talk about what you're doing. Write a paragraph. All right. And the lead dikes. What I did when I started my own studio in North Carolina in '99, I didn't have any brothers. I had to do everything, which I was fine. I did. My first job was a church, Cherry Point Military Base, 20 windows or whatever. That was a lot of windows, all lead, and I got really good with the lead dikes, and the knife. I cut a lot of lead with knives, and there's a certain way you cut with the dikes that it's really important. It's just using your finger kind of as a guide on the back of the cutter. It gets you right to the point of the lead. No pun intended. But it's really helpful for doing mitering. And other videos don't point that out. I do. I say this is how you cut it a certain way. Well, I'm going to show you how you cut it a certain way and why you cut it this way. And that just feeds into my thing about giving quality content on my YouTube channel, because I want to help people. I don't want to just sit there and make videos. So, and I'm not cutting down on the other people, but clearly they are not professionals. Clearly, and I'm not talking about just one person. There's a couple of them out there. They make these statements that make my head spin. And clearly it's out of either they just don't know, or they just, I don't know. They just try to be deceptive for some reason. They just don't know. So, anyway, when you have the stained glass is a lifelong passion for me. It's been in my family 200 and how many? A long time. Since Tiffany days. So I grew up, when I went to school, kindergarten, first grade, I was a little kid. Well, what does your dad do? He does stained glass. That's how it was. You're proud of your heritage. And my grandfather did stained glass. When you have these new YouTubers trying to reinvent the wheel or giving false information, I take it personally. It goes a little deeper than just talking about the style of a Corvette. It's like, this is my family roots and heritage. You're not going to change it or make it weird. I'm not going to allow it. You got a different way, process how you do something. Okay, I'll watch. But if you're going to leave out key reasons for doing something, I'm going to make sure it's clarified. And that's my thing. That's my gripe against these so-called professionals. If you could see me, I'm doing that quote thing in my hands. You know, and I share a lot of information I've gained from my uncle, who was a stained glass artist since, you know, the 40s and 50, I don't know, that he learned from his father, my grandfather, from an early age of 15 or what have you. Well, my grandfather's been in stained glass since the 1800s, you know, 1897. Who he learned from John Lafarge. He's a very famous stained glass artist who painted on glass and actually was part of the original inventors of opalescent glass. So yeah, it goes very far back with me. I don't know if you believe in it's not so much reincarnation, but it's the handing down of experience. My grandfather got it from Louis Comfort Tiffany, the Tiffany Studios, and the people who worked there. And Tiffany, he was more of a businessman and a chemist. I don't think he really cut glass. I don't think he did. He picked out the glass, he made the colors, but you know he had people that I'm sure my grandfather rubbed elbows with 125 years ago, and picked up little tidbits, you know, about cutting glass and doing this and doing that. You know, he probably knew the Tiffany lamp ladies by name. Probably dated them. I don't know. I'm guessing. If he's anything like me, he probably did date them. No, but, yeah, so his life experiences from 125 years ago was passed on to my uncle and my father because they worked alongside him. So you pick that up. You get, it's not so much mysterious, you know, mind vibes and all that. It's just this is, you know, you're picking up stuff from them. So you're carrying it on. It's like carrying on the heritage. My uncle picked up a lot from the painting of stained glass, which I was an apprentice under him, learning all that. And I watched him like a, you know, like a hawk. When he was painting, I learned all about the vinegars and the, you know, the staining and, you know, what kind of techniques and processes. And that was all, so you could say it was a step down from Tiffany to my father, from Lafarge to my grandfather, to all the workers back then. Tiffany had 200 employees. They had a actual wood and metal shop. So, yeah, that's all brought down. And then, you know, when over the years and generations go by, Ted and Rachel, very nice flower, by the way. Has a nice look. And get off the subject. But when I go live, I get chatty. I talk. And anyway, it's just the thing is that my appreciation of stained glass goes really deep, and you can understand that. It's my family. And, you know, if anybody inadvertently, and not even intentionally, tarnishes that, I'm going to hit back. And there are times when things were said about stained glass, and I'm defending it, defending the old craft. I say, no, that's not true. And it's the reason why I do that is because my affection for the history of stained glass in my family. I'm sure we didn't do a lot of things the same way as European folks did. We didn't cut on use the English method. We cut from templates. So I comment about cutting from an English technique. It's only because I didn't do it. I mean, I can give my observation as far as the practicality with opalescent glass, or the accuracy when you cutting a line and cutting the next line. If one was a little off, well, the other one will compensate it. Well, then we'll be good enough. Well, with templates, that doesn't happen. So I comment on that. Um, anyway, but bottom line is my family has accomplished some really uh, great goals with stained glass. With the Tiffany lamps alone. In the 60s and 70s, the magnitude of lamps by numbers, it was just amazing. You could put any perspective on it. It's just how many were made. And you get somebody starts talking about how you make a lamp, and they say something that's like off base. I just don't get it. And I dare not correct them because I tried once. I questioned something once, and I got banned from their channel. So I got a little grievance here. They banned me for just trying to question something, or point something out. I think you're a little off with. You know what? You're gonna do this YouTube stuff. If people, they're not putting you down. They're just saying, "Hey, are you sure about that?" Or you got, where did you get? How do you, question it? You should be open with that. Don't have the moderators stop banning people, and you're banning somebody who's got stained glass in his family for over 125 years. I mean, what? Okay, enough of that. Yeah, I called Don Carlos Knight incorrectly. It was Lepinets. And look at this, crystal young. What the heck? I'm just looking at all these cuts on his hair. I should really hope that this is an overlay, because that's not going to survive anything. Or that hat. Alright, and I'm going to have to... You know what? Honestly, it's pretty. It's very nice design, layout, like the grass, don't walk on the dunes. But practicality-wise, no. I'll be honest. It's just not practical to have these kind of cuts. This one, it's going to crack. It's going to crack. It's going to crack. I don't care how careful you are. It's going to crack. If it's the fake, epoxy over glass, I mean, have at it. Say it is. Worked on it a couple of weeks. If it's done with a saw, say, yeah, I used the saw. And a lot of comments, read them. Because, it intrigues me. Did you see, fourth or fifth question? Did you use a saw? I had a bandsaw. It was the only way to make the cut. Yeah. Well, I hope you keep it in a safe place and avoid any kind of temperature contrast. It's going to crack. I'm not going to say it's a matter of it will, but when, I don't know. You probably already had a crack right here. I suspect the crack that you just flanged it. You're probably going to have, this may be a crack right here. I didn't look at it too close. I mean, I'm going to zoom in. I mean, this is a nice save here. I mean, this will crack here. It will. And this will I don't even think, I'm going to have to go there I'm not too sure this is real stained glass. Just because of the way the digitizing looks. Yeah, you got a shadow in there. But I just got a little lightness here. I mean, this could be two pieces and paint, but I got my skeptic flag popped up. But if it's something you really did out of glass, I mean, good for you, kudos. But again, for practicality reasons, it's gonna break. Your hair is gonna break here. This is gonna break here. It's just so. If you can't put stained glass in the door and slam the door, don't make it. That's my rule of thumb. Somebody tries to clean this one day, gets a little dusty, they're gonna crack it. That's all. But it's pretty though. But it's pretty. Yeah, I gave it that. Enough of my story. Everybody knows my story. Yeah, I'm just one more thing. I took a little break from staying. It burnt me out. Yeah, I became a lobster fisherman. And then with a bad economy, I became a glass technician. I was actually glass certified with the glass doctor. And I became a Pella window technician for a number of years. So I did have some breaks in my stained glass, but I never really stopped doing stained glass. I still did it. You know, wherever I lived, I had a spot for me to make glass. I always made glass. My days off, it's always active. It just, you know. All right, so I need a new glass cutter. I have two pistol grips that need new head. All right, the Studio Pro. Huh. Yeah, it's a good question, Joan. If you got a Toyo, get a Toyo tip. Studio Pro, it may be a different tip. I don't know. You could try it, take it off and see if a Toyo TC10 or TC600 fits. I think that the 600 is one of those wide tips. So, yeah, you can buy. Yeah, the price of glass cutters. I mean, I got the Toyo super cutters for $20-30. I forget. It's brass handle. Very well made. So even the pistol grips, if you must use a pistol grip, you know, if it's a Toyo, you could change the wheel, but typically those wheels will outlast you. And no kidding. Jerry made a lamp 40 years ago. Well, look at you, Jerry. And I could see you use. I could tell you how old this lamp is. I got my ways. This chain here, it has the angle of the cut. This chain was made over 40 years ago, as well as the canopy. Is it from 1980-ish? Yep, pretty. It could be. You made it in a self-made form. It looks like there's a slight return to the bottom. Well done. Yeah, 80. Back in the 80s, you got the colors right. I'm not picking on you, but a little bit of variation in the glass would have been just a touch. You know, a little bump in this. If this was, say, a darker run or a different green but similar, a little darker or blue in it, and this here would have made it all that much better. But, you know, I'm 40 years too late. But yeah, it's a nice job. Very well done. Pat, she bought the two baubles. It's good. Baubles. Okay. Working, but it has a clue how to e-vehicle. Huh. Well, she's real. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to grind it. It's an honest question. I hope you get your answers. Alright. Decorative, shattered by design. Alright. We'll look into you a little bit later. You look real. I think I saw you earlier. Um, if it's a good tutorial, you know, I may give my opinions on it. Um, you're wearing gloves, you know, I mean, you're doing safety stuff. You're using a nice iron. Yeah, there you go. Well, good luck with your Shattered by Design stained glass and house studios. Good luck with your videos. You should get something to hold it up for you and say solder a little bit quicker. Uh, Looking for sandpipers. Actually, this one went. This one actually caught my radar. I was thinking of doing some sandpipers, but here you need 3 different ones or 4. So I may get it. But sandpipers are pretty easy to do. You could pretty much take any image and redo it. I like the idea with the logs and the rustic look. It should come out really nice. Good luck, Sue. How long have we been in this? I'm going to check my timer. Alright, we're in an hour and 40 minutes. I'm going to shut this down quick. Well, in a bit. Not yet. Made this piece of my door. It looks great when it's hung up. I bet it does. Everybody loves bees. Ted and Rachel again. Bee kiss glass. Where's the hinge police? Come on, where are you? I'm just kidding. You know, any of this stuff, you put the right amount of reinforcement on the ends, you should be okay. It's delicate. It doesn't have to break. I see, yeah, you're going to have an issue here. Maybe. I can't, this freeform stuff, I try my best to be nice, but again, you got to watch out for weak areas. It's just looking for trouble. Any recipient as a gift or someone bought it off of you, they're not going to be able to handle it correctly, and it's going to come back for repairs. But unless you reinforce it really well. I like that thin strip. It's the brass, the re-strip. You can run it right along the edge. We actually use that for the bottom of lamps. Lamps with a contoured or a regular bottom. We run the brass. It looks like the re-strip. It's a little heavier. Right along the bottom of the lamp. And it does really well. Why patina isn't coming out black? That's the age-old question. I'd say wait 20 years. It'll be fine. Yeah, it's not your water. It could be your process. It could be the fact you're using a high zinc chloride flux. All of the above. You got to avoid baking soda, and I explain that. baking soda will actually become abrasive, and if you get any residue of it underneath the solder, it's going to find its way back out, and you start wiping it, you're going to wipe off your patina. And you're going to neutralize your patina before it needs to be. So at the end of the day, you really want to just wash your piece well, dry it, and you don't have to worry about the flux removers unless you're using a zinc chloride flux, which is a high acid, and you want to neutralize that. The best thing is sudsy ammonia. It becomes inert with water. It rinses out really well. Let that dry. Patina it. Let that dry, or rinse it and let it dry. You don't want to leave it on, especially this light colored glass. There's a good chance it will stain it. When you do patina it, don't apply with a small brush. Take a larger brush, spray it on, and rub it in good. Swirl it around. Get that patina working. Work it in for a good 5 minutes till you start seeing that brown, like a sludge coming up. And then once that happens, rinse it, let it dry. Let it dry, and then polish it with a very mild furniture polish like Pledge. You don't want to go over it with a finishing compound that'll actually remove the patina. I guarantee it, you do it that way, using 60-40, 50-50 will leave more of a grayish look. Use a 60-40 and use a good natural base flux, a water-soluble flux. Avoid baking soda. Let it dry, patina, and lightly wax with a soft natural bristle brush with a furniture spray. That patina will be black. You can go ahead and if it doesn't work, come back and say, hey, I used your method, didn't get, yeah, okay, I'm here. Yeah, and it does look good actually, but I know what you're saying. You got little light areas. But yeah, avoid abrasives. Don't put salt in the patina. Don't put, and really, baking soda is actually pretty abrasive. And if you think you rinsed it out, you think again. Underneath the foil, that baking soda's in there. You start patina in it, you're going to bring it out, it's going to mix in, and when you go to buff it, or wash it, or do whatever you do with it, that baking soda is going to come out. Though it is soluble, it's not completely soluble, like a liquid. It's still a powder. So you hear people say neutralize a baking soda. Ask them about the abrasiveness of it. You'll get the deer in the headlights. Trust me. If you're real serious about doing stained glass, you want to use the zinc chloride fluxes, the high acid fluxes. Make sure you get it back with sudsy ammonia. That will neutralize it and stop any acid. It's the highest pH known in nature. Baking soda it's like more of a coagulant, like a surface thing. So avoid it. Use ammonia. Or if you use the natural flux, just wash it with Dawn. Wash it good. Let it dry. You don't need sudsy ammonia. All right? That's for you folks that use zinc chloride flux. It's very important. And if you're going to use zinc chloride flux and no sudsy ammonia, just wash it really good. But avoid baking soda. I guarantee it, this was done with baking soda. I know you read it. I say, I know. Maybe the water. Chlorine is not your water. I don't know. All right. Someone's going to embark on a big project. Wesley. at 1/3 scale. 7 by 21. Yeah, 13. Hey, people mess around with that. To do a cup full of lead. I may put another combo. Well, it's basically you want to ask if you could use lead and a foil. You can. If you're gonna, just make sure your lead covers. If you use say copper foil here, you're gonna put pieces of lead in there. Make sure you use at least a 3/16 lead. That'll cover the edge of the foil. So when you do cement it, your foil is buried. You don't want to see foil popping out. 1/4 inch is a better option, but honestly, I would do this whole thing out of lead and just be done with it. This is not as hard as it looks. The problem is with using, if you did it out of lead, your cutting has to be incredibly accurate. There's no close with lead. If you cut to the pattern, and if you said this was 21, I forgot the size. It's gonna, 21 by 63. All right, that's like a door window. Out of lead, no problem. Honestly, I would avoid copper foil. Because you do have some larger pieces. You could do it. I would do the whole thing out of copper foil, and just put the lead on these outer straight lines, and then maybe just your borders here, and then use a heavier 1/4 inch, just because. And you guys go to Kinko's and this and that. I can have this pattern ready to make stained glass in your full size, costing $0 in a tile print setup. Basically, tiled up in perfect lines so you can tape them together, put it on graphite paper onto a 70-pound craft paper for your patterns and layout. Well, I would do it twice actually. Do it first, transfer that to a 70-pound craft paper using graphite paper. Get it transferred from your tile prints. You can have a bunch of pages. Get a nice copy and then repeat that. Go back and put down another layer of 70-pound paper for your working copy. And then take your transferred design, put it on top with the graphite paper, and trace all your lines with a nice gel pen, nice crisp lines, and number everything. So now you'll have 2 copies. Cost nothing. Well, whatever it costs for the paper. What, 20 cents? So that's it. And once you have the full-size copy, you roll it up and put it away, and cut your templates from the copy you did with the hard gel pen. You can actually take your pattern shears and follow that. So you're gonna have the original working copy that you built it on. Then you're gonna have your templates. So if you ever wanted to make another one, pull out your templates, lay out your drawing, and go for it. There's no reason to have it blown up at FedEx and this one and that. And they're going to give you cheap, 20-pound paper, blueprint paper. It's flimsy. It's not going to work well for you. Just do it on your home printer. Print it up. Tape your tiles together. It's not terrible to do. I've done it. Works really well. Use a transparent packing tape. Get your copy on 70-pound virgin craft. Using a graphite paper. Once you have it transferred, now get out your gel pen and go right on top of the graphite and make the good transfer to a working copy. The beauty of graphite, instead of using carbon paper will smudge. It's that blue, it looks like it's blue in color. It'll smudge, and if you try to erase it, you can't. Graphite paper, you can, you'll smudge it all over. But graphite paper, you could actually erase it. It's graphite. It's what pencils are made of. So if, when you do your transfer, you got to make a little change before you do your final copy. You can do that. Right? And there's no reason to go to Kinko's and it's. I mean, you could do it, but they're gonna give you a flimsy copy, and that's it. I could have this ready to print in literally 5 minutes. Literally, I'm not joking. I have it to your scale, exact size. As long as your drawing's good, I could manipulate it too, fix it, get it all perfect in 5 minutes. And it costs you nothing. It costs you whatever it costs to print out of your home printer. A couple of cents. Yeah. And this is beautiful, actually. This is the Ella. You bought a bunch of stained glass. I saw this the other day, and it looks like you're brand new at it. All right. There's nothing terrible. This is actually beautiful. This is showing the beginning of somebody's life and the creative journey, the life journey of creativity of stained glass. This is great. I love it. I would buy this from you. That's how much I like it. If you already did this, you don't need a class. Wendy, she don't need a class. You really don't. Learn by doing. Watch your YouTube videos. Watch my YouTube video. Go to the forums here. Use common sense when you do things. Someone says, "Oh, your soldering's a little blotchy," and they give you advice. Stick with it. But then, again, learn by doing. Use a good flux. Take your time, and the next one will be better or look more attractive. But honestly, this it's stamping a time. It's got a time stamp on it of your stained glass journey. This to me, if you have kids or anything, or save this. You're gonna be so glad you did, and leave it as it is. Make another one exactly like it. Change the colors, but learn from it, and move on. But save this. It's a part of your. If I hadn't the first stained glass piece I ever made, I'd probably threw it out. Save it. Learn from it. Cherish it. I was like a preacher. I'm a preacher. No, really, don't be discouraged. And good luck. All right. There's a hostage gift to my sister. Oh, there's great neighbors and great sisters. This is very pretty, actually. And see, many people do octagons. Well, this is a hexagon, actually. But these shapes are coming back. I don't know why, but they are. Very nice. All right, my last one. I'm going to end off on Kelly. I saw this earlier today, this morning, and actually I was pretty impressed. This is an image of donkeys, and she wants a pattern, whatever. And then somebody said, go to chat GP, whatever. And then I saw this. This is what the AI did. Now, I don't care who you are. That's pretty good. Clearly you got to fix things. But if you've never done stained glass or don't know how to design, this is a great asset. You know, clearly this line here needs to come a little closer so you don't have antennas on the donkey's ears. But this is actually a great step forward. Right? I would do a lot of changes to this. So there's my John Henry with the chat AI. I would say, all right, game on, let's do this. But for help in your project, that's great. Yeah, and Kat does a lot of custom glass. She'd do that. She probably think like I do. So that's okay, but I could do that. But and Amy, I heard of Amy. I don't know why her name's not popping up here. Maybe she blocked me. All right, enough of that. Good luck with your job, Kelly. Hope you get something worked out. Remember, AI doesn't understand stained glass. All right, it can mimic it, but it doesn't understand it. All right, so just keep that in mind. And good luck. All right, I lied. One more. Putty and frame. Oh, it's another one with the deep inside cuts. I don't know. Good luck. I mean, I really have to bite my tongue when I see these kind of cuts going on. But it does look great. Good luck with it, buddy. I hope it doesn't break on you. I really mean that. A lot of work, effort went into this. So best of luck to you. All right. On that, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to close this one down. I'm going to stop the stream. This one went a little long. It's roughly 2 hours. But we want to just close off saying congratulations to our winner. I'm going to go ahead and double check the name because I forget. It was number 9, Kathy. Congratulations, Kathy. Please get in touch with me. I want to send out this cutter for you as soon as possible. And all the other members, maybe next time, but there'll be a lot more giveaways, and as well my patterns in my cloud, which I have to fix right now, will be available for your download. And if you're not a member, click the join button. You can subscribe. That's to subscribe or get a thumbs up and all that. But there's also a join button to join as a member. You'll be supporting my channel and also get all those perks. All right. With that, I'm going to sign off and say thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.